In a world full of distractions, most people rush through their days without giving themselves even a single hour to grow. The 1-hour rule is the commitment to dedicate just one focused hour every day to improving your life. It's a promise you make to yourself to invest in your skills, your mindset, and your future. Every great transformation begins with small steps, and 1 hour may seem small, but when used with intention, it becomes powerful. Imagine spending 1 hour learning something new, reading, improving a skill, working on your goals, or simply reflecting on your progress. Over time, this hour becomes the difference between staying the same and becoming extraordinary. When you give 1 hour to your personal growth, you start noticing changes. Your confidence rises, your clarity improves, and your discipline becomes stronger. That single hour builds momentum, helps you stay consistent, and keeps you moving toward your dreams even when life becomes difficult. The 1-hour rule isn't about perfection, it's about commitment. If you can give yourself just 60 minutes daily, your future self will thank you. Use that hour to grow, focus, learn, build, create, and strengthen your mind. Because when you control 1 hour, you slowly gain control over your entire life. Consistency creates transformation. Because real growth is never a sudden leap. It is the slow, steady progress that accumulates over time and turns an ordinary person into an extraordinary one. When you commit to giving just 1 hour every single day toward your personal development, you activate a process that is far more powerful than motivation or talent. You activate the power of consistency. Most people underestimate what they can achieve in a year because they overestimate what they can achieve in a day. They rush, get overwhelmed, stop, start again, and feel stuck. But the person who stays consistent, even in small doses, eventually rises above the rest. 1 hour may not seem like much at first. It may feel like just a drop of effort in the ocean of your life. But that single drop repeats itself every day and becomes a river of progress that slowly reshapes your thinking, your abilities, and your results. Consistency builds discipline, and discipline creates character. When you show up for yourself for 1 hour each day, even on the days you feel tired, unmotivated, or distracted, you train your mind to follow through. You teach yourself that your goals matter, that your future matters, and that your growth is a priority. Over time, this behavior creates a strong internal identity. The identity of someone who takes action, who grows, who improves, and who doesn't wait for perfect conditions to start. What consistency truly gives you is momentum. Every time you spend that 1 hour learning, practicing, or improving, you are taking steps forward, and those steps start compounding. You may not notice the change on day 1, day 10, or even day 30, but by day 100, you begin to feel different. Your thoughts become clearer, your confidence becomes stronger, and your skills become sharper. The person who studies for 1 hour a day becomes knowledgeable. The person who practices for 1 hour a day becomes skilled. The person who plans for 1 hour a day becomes strategic. The person who reflects for 1 hour a day becomes wise. You slowly evolve without even realizing it because consistency works quietly, patiently, and persistently. Consistency also removes the pressure to be perfect. You don't have to make huge progress in 1 day. You don't need to become an expert instantly. You don't need everything to go right. You just need to show up for 1 hour and give your best for that single window of time. This approach removes stress and reduces excuses. Instead of thinking, I need to do everything, you only think, I need to complete this hour today. This small mindset shift creates a powerful psychological effect. You stop procrastinating because your goal becomes easy and achievable. And when a goal feels achievable, you do it consistently. That's how transformation begins. When you commit to growth every day, you also start developing mastery. Mastery isn't about talent, it's about repetition. The more you repeat, the deeper your understanding becomes. The more you practice, the more natural the skill feels. The more you learn, the more your mind expands. Your brain begins forming new neural pathways, strengthening your ability to think, process, analyze, and create. You become faster, more efficient, and more effective at whatever you are doing, simply because you have invested small daily units of time into it. This kind of daily repetition creates excellence, and excellence creates opportunities. Consistency doesn't just transform your skills, it transforms your belief system. When you show up every day, your self-worth increases. You start believing in your ability to succeed. You start trusting yourself. You begin to see proof of your effort, and this proof becomes fuel. You start thinking, if I can do this every day, I can achieve more. This internal confidence becomes the foundation of long-term success because people don't fail due to lack of talent. They fail because they don't believe in themselves. Consistency fixes that by giving you daily wins, daily progress, and daily reasons to keep going. Over time, the 1-hour rule also creates better habits in other areas of your life. When you become consistent in one area, you naturally start becoming consistent in others. You begin sleeping better, planning better, eating better, and organizing your life better because your mind shifts from chaos to clarity. The discipline you develop in that 1 hour begins influencing your entire day. You start valuing time more, wasting less energy, and becoming more intentional with everything you do. The 1-hour habit becomes the anchor that stabilizes your routine and strengthens your mindset. The biggest transformation happens because consistency separates you from the crowd. Most people give up after a week. They start with excitement, but end with disappointment because they expect instant results. But those who stay consistent, even without visible progress, eventually achieve breakthroughs that others only dream of. Consistency teaches patience, and patience is the doorway to achievement. It shows you that greatness is built on the foundation of small, repeated actions. The 1-hour rule turns your daily routine into a growth engine. When you commit to it, you create a life where improvement is guaranteed. Even if you move slowly, you are always moving forward. Even if progress is small, it is still progress. And even if challenges arise, your habit keeps you on track. Transformation doesn't come from intensity. It comes from continuity. 1 hour of consistent, focused effort every day can rewrite your future, reshape your identity, and redefine what you believe is possible. Most people look for shortcuts, but those who understand the power of consistency create a long-lasting legacy. Because the truth is simple. Small, consistent effort is far more powerful than big, inconsistent effort. 1 hour a day can change everything. Focus beats intensity because the true power of progress lies not in how long you work, but in how deeply you concentrate on what truly matters. Many people believe that success requires long hours, non-stop hustle, and constant effort, but the reality is far more simple. 1 focused hour can produce more results than 5 distracted hours. When your mind is fully present, your energy is undivided, and your attention is directed toward a single purpose, you unlock a level of productivity that intensity alone can never achieve. Intensity is temporary, it burns fast and dies quickly, but focus is sustainable. It allows you to produce meaningful work consistently without draining yourself. The 1-hour rule teaches you that what matters most is the quality of your attention, not the amount of time you spend. A distracted mind makes slow progress, but a focused mind turns even a short window of time into a powerful catalyst for growth. Focus works like a magnifying glass. When sunlight spreads everywhere, it warms gently, but when it is concentrated in one point, it can burn through anything. Your mind works the same way. When your thoughts are scattered, your actions become weak. When your thoughts are concentrated, your results become powerful. During that 1 hour of pure focus, you enter a state of flow, a mental zone where your mind becomes sharper, ideas come faster, and tasks feel easier. You stop overthinking and start doing. You stop worrying about the outcome and start focusing on the process. A state of flow is where breakthroughs happen, new skills develop, and confidence grows. The biggest challenge people face is not lack of time, but lack of focus. They try to multitask, jump between tasks, or divide their attention, believing they are being productive. In reality, multitasking destroys productivity. Every time you switch tasks, your brain has to restart, reprocess, and rebuild momentum, wasting valuable energy. But when you dedicate 1 full hour to a single task, you reduce mental friction and increase output. This uninterrupted attention improves your understanding. strengthens your memory, and deepens your learning. Whether you are reading, practicing, planning, or building something, focus allows you to operate at your highest potential. What makes focus even more powerful is that it reduces stress. When you give yourself permission to concentrate on only one thing for 1 hour, you remove the pressure of doing everything at once. Your mind becomes calmer, your work becomes clearer, and your goals become more achievable. Instead of drowning in a long list of tasks, you direct all your energy toward one meaningful step. This creates a sense of control, which boosts your confidence and reduces anxiety. You begin to feel that you are moving in the right direction, even if the steps are small. Over time, your focused efforts turn you into a more grounded, disciplined, and emotionally balanced person. Another advantage of focus is speed. You complete tasks faster when you are not distracted. You learn quicker, understand deeper, and achieve more in less time. This efficiency gives you extra hours in your day, hours you can use to rest, spend with loved ones, or work on additional goals. People who master focus gain an incredible advantage because they do not waste time. They do not need to work endlessly. They work intelligently. They maximize every minute of their focused hour, making progress that compounds over time. Focus also helps you protect your energy. When you try to work intensely for long periods, you exhaust your mind and body. But one focused hour requires only one thing: full presence. It doesn't demand physical strength or mental toughness. It simply requires commitment. Over time, this commitment becomes a habit, and this habit becomes part of your identity. You become someone who can sit down, shut out distractions, and give your full effort to any task. This ability makes you unstoppable because in a world full of noise, few people know how to focus. Those who do automatically rise above the rest. Focus teaches you the skill of prioritization. When you only have 1 hour, you choose what matters most. You stop wasting time on meaningless tasks, unnecessary distractions, or low-value activities. You ask yourself, what action will bring me closer to my goal? And then you do that. This clarity saves you from confusion and helps you grow faster. Instead of trying to do everything, you do the right things. Instead of being busy, you become effective. Your goals become clearer, your path becomes simpler, and your decisions become smarter. One focused hour every day also sharpens your mental muscles. Concentration is a skill, and like any skill, it grows stronger with practice. At first, you may struggle to focus for even 10 minutes because your mind is used to distraction. But with daily practice, your ability to stay present improves. You begin to enjoy deep work. Your mind becomes more disciplined. You become more patient. You stop reacting to every notification, noise, or impulse. You start controlling your mind instead of letting your mind control you. This mental strength helps you in every area of life: work, relationships, health, and personal goals. A focused mind makes better decisions, handles problems calmly, and sees opportunities more clearly. The 1 hour rule transforms you not through long, stressful hours, but through short, powerful bursts of concentrated effort. This approach makes growth more accessible, more enjoyable, and more consistent. When you rely only on intensity, your progress becomes unpredictable. Some days you push hard, other days you burn out. But when you rely on focus, your progress becomes steady. You show up every day for 1 hour, give your full attention, and trust the process. This reliability builds confidence in your ability to achieve anything you set your mind to. Ultimately, focus beats intensity because it aligns your thoughts, emotions, and actions toward a single direction. It prevents energy leakage, eliminates distraction, and multiplies your efficiency. 1 hour of deep focus daily can turn an average person into a highly skilled, knowledgeable, and impactful individual. It turns confusion into clarity, effort into results, and dreams into realities. When you learn to focus deeply for just 1 hour a day, you gain a superpower that few people in the world possess. And this superpower, when used consistently, becomes the driving force behind meaningful, lasting transformation. Personal growth is non-negotiable because every part of your life, your success, your decisions, your relationships, your opportunities, your ability to handle challenges, depends on the strength of the person you are becoming. When you commit to the 1 hour rule and dedicate time every day to developing yourself, you send a message to your mind that your future matters. Stop living on autopilot. Stop repeating old patterns. And start consciously shaping who you want to become. Personal growth is not something you do only when you have free time. It is something you must protect, prioritize, and pursue consistently because it is the foundation of every meaningful achievement. Without growth, life becomes repetitive. Without learning, decisions become weaker. Without discipline, goals remain dreams. But with daily personal development, you evolve into someone capable, confident, and unstoppable. When you treat personal growth as non-negotiable, you change your identity. You begin seeing yourself as someone who invests in their mind, their skills, and their future. This shift is powerful because identity drives action. People do not act according to who they want to be. They act according to who they believe they are. If you believe you are someone who grows every day, you will naturally make choices that support your progress. You will read more, learn more, listen more, and reflect more. You will surround yourself with better influences, avoid negativity, and build habits that strengthen your life. This identity-driven behavior becomes a cycle of continuous improvement. Each day you grow, and each day your belief in yourself becomes stronger. Personal growth also expands your mindset. When you dedicate 1 hour daily to learning, thinking, or improving, your mind becomes more open, flexible, and resilient. You stop seeing challenges as threats and start seeing them as opportunities to grow. You stop blaming circumstances and start taking responsibility. You stop feeling stuck because growth gives you new ways of thinking, new skills to use, and new confidence to act. Your mindset becomes one of abundance instead of limitation. You begin to understand that the world is full of opportunities, but you must become the type of person who can recognize and seize them. Personal growth gives you this ability. Another reason personal growth is non-negotiable is that it improves your decision-making. Every decision you make shapes your life, and better decisions come from a stronger mind. When you grow daily, you start making choices based on wisdom, clarity, and long-term thinking, instead of fear, impulsiveness, or pressure. You understand yourself better, you understand people better, and you understand situations better. This leads to better relationships, better opportunities, and better outcomes. A person who dedicates time to personal growth becomes more self-aware, which is one of the greatest advantages in life. You begin to understand your strengths, weaknesses, habits, and patterns. This awareness helps you change what needs to be changed and strengthen what needs to be strengthened. Personal growth also builds emotional strength. Life will test you with stress, failures, challenges, and unexpected struggles. Without inner strength, these moments break you. But when you grow daily, you build resilience. You learn how to stay calm under pressure, how to respond instead of react, and how to control your emotions instead of letting them control you. You become more stable, more patient, and more confident. This emotional strength becomes your shield in difficult times. It allows you to face problems without falling apart and to keep moving forward even when life feels heavy. A growing mind does not fear challenges, it uses them as fuel for growth. The 1 hour rule makes personal growth practical and sustainable. It removes the excuse of "I don't have time" because everyone has 1 hour. When you protect this hour consistently, you start noticing improvements in every area of your life. Your communication becomes better. Your work becomes more efficient. Your relationships become healthier. Your thinking becomes clearer. Your confidence becomes stronger. You develop skills you never had, and you sharpen the skills you already possess. This daily improvement compounds, meaning that the more you grow, the faster you grow. Growth creates momentum, and momentum makes success feel natural. Personal growth is also essential because the world is changing fast. New technologies, new skills, new opportunities, and new challenges appear every day. If you stop learning, you fall behind. But if you grow daily, you stay ahead. You become adaptable. You become valuable. You become someone people trust and someone opportunities gravitate toward. Growth gives you relevance and competitiveness in a rapidly evolving world. It ensures that you are not left behind, but continue moving forward with confidence. When you make personal growth non-negotiable, you also gain clarity about your goals. Many people struggle not because they lack ambition, but because they lack direction. They don't know what they want or how to get there. But daily growth gives you insight. The more you learn, the more you understand what you want, the more you improve, the more capable you feel of achieving it. Growth clears your vision and helps you set meaningful, achievable goals. With clarity comes motivation, and with motivation comes action. Another powerful effect of personal growth is how it influences the people around you. When you grow, you elevate not only your life, but also the lives of those connected to you. You become a better parent, a better friend, a better partner, a better leader. You inspire others to grow, to improve, to dream bigger. Your discipline becomes an example. Your consistency becomes a lesson, and your progress becomes encouragement. When you grow, you lift others with you, and that is one of the greatest impacts you can make in the world. Personal growth is non-negotiable because your future depends on it. Every dream you have requires a stronger version of you to achieve it. Every goal you want to reach demands a higher level of discipline, knowledge, and resilience. You cannot stay the same and expect your life to change. Growth is the bridge between where you are and where you want to be. When you grow daily, you are building that bridge step by step, hour by hour. The person you become is the most valuable result of this journey, because success is not something you pursue, it is something you attract by becoming the right person. In the end, the 1 hour rule is not just about dedicating time. It is about dedicating yourself. It is about choosing growth over comfort, progress over excuses, and the future over the past. When personal growth becomes non-negotiable, your life begins to rise to a new level. You start feeling more alive, more purposeful, more capable, and more in control of your destiny. You move from survival to growth, from confusion to clarity, from stagnation to momentum. And every day, with every hour you invest, you shape a future that reflects your best self, the future you truly deserve.